The Chinese Communist regime's massive spending in other countries has many believing it's rich. But China's premier revealed over 600 million people in China live below the poverty line. NTD's Tiffany Meyer brings us more.
At the most important political event in China, the two sessions, Chinese Prime Minister Li Keqiang said over 40% of Chinese people had a monthly income of around $140. This triggered some discussion among Chinese netizens. The comment made one netizen realize they've been deceived by the CCP's propaganda. They always believed that China was very rich. Another netizen said the Chinese regime gave $60 billion to Africa, $2 billion to the World Health Organization. He asked why the CCP always uses the country's money to become #1 in the world and doesn't use it to improve the living conditions of its own Chinese people. Another netizen weighed in on why Chinese people are so poor. He said the CCP indeed has more money now, but nobody cares for the 800 million farmers. The money first goes to greedy officials, then for expenses for officials in government projects that don't benefit the people very much, but improve the officials' image and help them get promoted. And the CCP also gives money to foreign countries, buying their support in international affairs. China has dropped its annual growth target for the first time in 30 years. But Li Keqiang says the country will be able to boost its economy without massive stimulus. One economist, He Qinglian, told Radio Free Asia the CCP has no more economic stimulus cards to play. He said the regime was so eager to get the economy moving again, it sent people back to work in February, while the pandemic situation was still very serious. There may be two reasons the CCP can't implement a stimulus plan. First is China's massive debt. According to the Institute of International Finance, China's debt has topped 300% of gross domestic product, or GDP, and now accounts for 15% of all global debt. He said the average debt held by mortgage owners in China has reached about $63,000. These massive debts are restraining consumption. The second is unemployment. Due to the pandemic, orders from overseas have dropped significantly. Many small and medium-sized enterprises are facing bankruptcy. 70% of China's workers are in these sectors. According to He's estimates, the real unemployment rate in China might now be as high as 30%. Even a stimulus plan wouldn't help. Chinese telecom giant Huawei is under fire from world powers over security concerns. Now the UK wants to form a pact with 10 nations to develop their own 5G tech. The Times newspaper said Britain wants to form a D10 club comprised of democratic players including the G7 nations, Australia, South Korea, and India. This would reduce the dependence on China's Huawei.